Hello, welcome to our weekly farm report / voluntary living content. I'm going to show you today, I've got the aquaponics system pumping. I'm going to be doing some testing today, and then we'll run the cycle and start cycling and get it ready for fish. Start putting plants in, and I'll show you all that set up. But I want to share some personal good news. Yesterday, found out one of the advantages to being a YouTube personality is that you make connections with old friends. And I got a call from a good old friend, good friend from Phoenix, Arizona, from my days back in the desert. And it was really great to connect. Ben was a guy that we had an instant connection. We met while we were doing working banquets through a temp service. And we worked together a couple of times, and then became roommates. We hit it off. We were really good friends, and we were probably the two original. Before they were the broke girls, we were the broke guys. And we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, but we had another guy, Dirk, who lived with us and rented our couch. All of our furniture was rented, and we got around on I had a 450 Honda Nighthawk. I think it was a 77, 76, something like that. Had the spoke wheels and was a kickstart. In fact, it's a funny story. Another funny story about bringing goods home from the store and me kicking the heel off my boot. But the one story I remember is one night we were coming home. We'd been out after. We worked in bars, in restaurants, and banquet crews. Like I said, we were the broke guys, and we'd gone to to sing karaoke at a bar, and had a few beers, and we're coming home with another couple of 12-packs in hand. And mind you, Ben is on the back of my motorcycle, this 450 Nighthawk, and I'm riding down the road when our rear tire blew. Now he's got a 12-pack of beer in each hand, not holding on. He's got his knees locked on the seat, and as the back tire flattens, the motorcycle starts swerving from lane to lane, and we're going down a main thoroughfare. I think it was Thomas in Phoenix, and we're swerving from lane to lane. Fortunately, it's 11, 12, 1, 2. It's early, late, whichever way you look at it. And I remember Ben on the back. Hearing him, whoa, whoa, as we slowly, and I couldn't hit the brakes because we would have toppled over, but I had to slowly, ease the bike over. We had to leave the bike, walk the rest of the way to the apartment. And anyway, it's a long story. But the reason I tell that is because one of the things that Ben and I were famous for is what we called guerrilla bartending. And I'm not talking about gorilla like the ape. I'm talking about guerrilla like as in taking an unconventional situation and making the most of it, where we could set up a bar in any situation, a functioning bar, and actually he is probably the only bartender that I've ever seen who was worked as fast as I do. And again, that's a whole nother lifetime ago. But I want to talk to you about it because I carry that over into what I'm doing now. We're going to look at, and I just want to prepare you, my aquaponics system is a Frankenstein system. I take whatever I have at hand and try to make it work. And just to let you know, what I've done here is, even in setting up my kind of my deep well system, and I'll show you, I'm going to combine a deep well and a flood and drain system, kind of mix the two. But I've taken, see my old Greek yogurt cups, and I've drilled some holes in the bottom of it so they'll drain, and we'll check and see how they drain. And I've taken another cup, and this, I'm not sure quite what this is, but I've also got some salsa cups like this, and I've got a hole cut in it, and then I have the Claytonics in here. I'll put the seeds in, And I may have to cut a larger hole for the root to come through, but this will sit in and kind of be like, almost like a deep well system. And these shallower cups I'll use for things like lettuce and the leaf plants that don't need a real deep and substantial root system, and give them room to grow. And I'll adjust. I've got some other cups that I'll adjust, but I'm also going to carry that over into larger pots. So now I'm going to pause this thing and carry you outside and let you see her pumping. Okay, here we are. As you can see here, it is a little loud. I've got aeration going on, but I'm just going to show you how we go. Here's the pump coming up. The water's coming up out of the tank where the fish will be, and going through this solar heater. May have to make some adjustments. That may add some more line and another pump to that. We'll see how that works once I get this everything sealed in here. The warmth should be able to stay in here. The water will act as a heat sump itself. But anyway, it flows into this bed here. I've taken some piping and drilled holes and got some aeration going on there. And then that bed, because it fills up so quickly, I've cut some other, drilled some other holes here. You can see where the water's coming down, and it makes my system operate timely to do what I want it to do. And I can make an adjustment by either adding another hole or even filling those holes if I have to. But it provides another means of aeration, because that's one of the main things with the with this is that we have aeration, plenty of oxygen for the fish. Now let me move around here to this. See, the water drops into here, into this bed. This bed is filling, and I have set up here where it will get to a certain level, and then it'll start pouring over. But it also, there's a small bit of room around here where the water seeps through, so that it fills slowly, so that I can keep, eventually I'll be able to keep water flowing entirely through the system. And then it flows into and out of here into the third bed. Now, in order to get this thing going a little faster, I can do this. It increases the flow in here, so I can make adjustments as need be. Also, with my pipe here, I can turn it. Let me put this back in here. We'll slow that back down while it fills. The pipe here can be turned down to allow more water to flow out if I'm draining, and then up to let this fill. So each of these beds will fill. I'll have the cups. Hold on just a minute. I'm gonna pause this again. I'll go get the rack. Okay, so these are the racks that I'll be using. They've got holes in the side where the water can come through, holes underneath. I don't know if you can see them where I've drilled so the water can come through. But also in these cups, in the bottom cup, I will put a little pea gravel in the bottom to weight them down, because with this amount of water in here, they will float. But that's going to be kind of my my deep well system, at least for this bed. I'm also looking for I'm also looking for like Coca-Cola crates or things like that I can set in this bed. Now, as we get to these deeper beds here, let me turn in. What I'll do is I'll either get buckets, or I've got some planting pots and everything, and I'll set up a deep well system here where I'll put the pot into here, where the water will go into it, and maybe the plant will come out of the top, either do a cutout with netting or drop something in. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do on those yet, but this space here is enough room where I could actually grow some taller plants in here. I could even put in some framing in here to grow some, and that may be a good thing to do, is possibly grow some binding plants up between these two posts here, and would actually help cool this side of the house from the morning, my office, from the morning. Let me turn and see me pointing this side of my office from the morning sun. Anyway, that's it. I've got it up and running. I'll do some testing on the water to see how my ammonia levels are, but I'm going to start getting my pots ready. I'm going to go pick up a bag of river pebbles, and I've got to rinse those off really well before I put them into my system, and then we'll get that set up. And this week I'm still in the barren phase, you know, plant by the moon, I do, and I'm still in the barren phase. So through Saturday, I believe it is, Sunday we'll start planting. So Sunday I'll get this thing loaded down. We'll get some lettuce and some kale and a lot of the leafy vegetables. Get those started in the upper beds, and then I've got some pineapples. Let me turn it around. I've got some pineapples started and a couple of citrus trees, and that I'm going to try to get into these beds. So that's it until next week, and we'll show you where we're at next week. Peace out.